Hello, I hope you're well. I'm back to share another conversation I had with my friend Eva, who is a relationship coach and whom I've mentioned in a previous video. So I was telling Eva about a very frustrating conversation I had with my mom. We quickly started talking about my anger. The anger I feel towards my parents and I never allowed myself to express. So to give you just a bit of context, I started struggling with anorexia when I was 12, 13 years old, and my parents never did anything. They wanted nothing to do with my eating disorders, told me it was my fault and my problem to deal with. And of course, how can a teenager successfully deal with a very serious psychiatric illness? So anorexia eventually turned into bulimia, then I reverted to anorexia and back and forth for 25 years. And all of this obviously had devastating consequences on my health, my career, my relationships, and my life overall. But for most of my life, I didn't allow myself to hold my parents responsible for any of this, and I never expressed the anger I felt towards their betrayal, their lack of care, and instead this anger just led me to more self-destruction. And all of this started changing last year when I worked for a few months with a therapist who was really, really good at forcing me to confront the issue, to acknowledge that the anger was there. I've been expressing it on and off for the past year in a very, not in the best way, I suppose. I still don't know. It's a foreign emotion, one that I'm struggling to process. And everything is made more complicated by the fact that, my father I cut out of my life a long time ago. And I did it feeling very guilty about it. And it's only this past year that I can finally feel secure that that was the right choice for me. With my mom, things are made more complicated by the fact that she was a bit more willing to accept her responsibility. She tried to make up for that a little bit. Plus now she's old and she's also unwell. So I feel this anger, but I can't express it because, again, she's old and she's unwell. But at the same time, she still makes a lot of comments that are dismissive of my current health challenges. And also, I'm struggling with the fact that I never was able to build a family. And, I'm at the point where the clock is really running out. So, I just have so many things on my plate right now. And I want to be positive and I want to focus on what I can do to slowly improve the situation and make better choices for myself and the people around me. And that's what this channel is also about sharing my story and the lessons I'm learning and the things I'm trying out, and which I hope can be of use to other people as well. But my mom does not see any of this. She just complains that I'm not helping her enough, that I'm not present enough in her life. So that's the situation. And I was discussing this with Eva. I was telling her about our latest conversation. And she had me do an exercise, which I think can be of use to everyone that's dealing with uncomfortable emotions. I won't say negative emotions because I don't think there are negative emotions. They're just emotions that are difficult to deal with, but they're important because they are telling us something and we need to listen to them and learn how to process them in a healthy, constructive way. So Eva asked me, okay, let's talk to this anger you feel and that you're still not expressing for the most part and sometimes comes out in ways that are not very helpful, like my being passive-aggressive or my complaining or my revisiting old stories. So basically, the exercise is this. whatever it is that you're feeling, whatever it is the uncomfortable emotion you're dealing with, just relax, take a few deep breaths, close your eyes, and imagine you're speaking to that emotion. What questions do you want to ask? And then just listen, and the answers will come. I was a bit skeptical at first, but it was actually really useful, and a lot came out of it. So yeah, don't suppress the emotion, don't react to the emotion, but take some time to just relax and understand what message this emotion has for you and create a dialogue. So I won't go into the details of my conversation with my anger, but it was very useful, and I highly encourage you to give it a try. You might feel a bit silly at first, but trust me, it's worth it. And yeah, I think it's always worth to get you to know yourself better and to live more mindfully and intentionally. And yeah, let me know if you want in the comments what difficult emotion you are struggling with. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Till next time. Bye bye. Take care. Ciao.